bro, like, no, this piercing, it felt like I was in a boxing match with all the heavyweight champions in the world. It felt like Undertaker was undertaking my ear.
In the 15 for my bro, yeah. 15 with my bro, yeah. Lagos, I wanna come home. Lagos, I wanna come home.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So this camera is like all the way zoomed into my face, bitch. Anyway, today I'm going to be doing the much awaited piercings video. Do you know I have made two videos about my piercings, and every time I'm looking at them, they just don't look good, guys. Like, I'm serious, I'll look at them like, nope, I am not posting this. So today we're going to be talking about my piercings. I have quite a few, y'all. I have quite a few piercings. I have 15 piercings in total, 15 holes in my body minus the actual holes that came with my body. So I only have 15 artificial holes on my body. So where to begin? My first set of piercings was gotten when I was a kid. So in Nigeria, I mean, most girls, not only in Nigeria and Africa, not only in Africa, everywhere, when you're born, to differentiate you from the rest of the kids that are boys, you get your first piercing. So that's when I got my first piercing, and I was okay with it. I didn't have any issue with it up until when I was 14 and I was in boarding school. That was my first year in boarding school, and I'm that kind of adventurous person that sometimes I can just be spontaneous, sometimes, very few times, especially when there's little risk involved. So I was like, you know what, I want to get my ears pierced. And there was this girl in my school that called herself a piercer. Oh my god, the most fucking dumbest shit that we've ever done. She would literally take an earring, a very blunt earring, because the only earrings we're allowed to wear then were those gold studs, and the tip of it was so blunt, and that's what she would use to pierce through your motherfucking ears, bro. Had I known. I don't regret getting it. It's just the only thing I regret is the fact that they were so fucking uneven. But I mean, hey, it was a fucking girl that was my age that was doing it, so I mean, I didn't expect like, wow, quality or whatever. But yeah, so I decided to go under that earring, and I mean, thankfully I didn't have any infection. But yep, she pierced my ear for me, and it hurt as hell, and the only thing I had to put on it was Vaseline. We didn't know any other aftercare but Vaseline, but weirdly enough, Vaseline worked for us, so I didn't have any infection, nothing. Like, and the earring was actually a really good earring, so I didn't have any, you know, residue from the earring get to my ear. So that was my second piercing. And then after that, it kind of went haywire. I didn't have any other piercings again till I got to Canada. In my first year, I got a shit ton of piercings. So after I came to Canada, I had to do high school, the last year of high school again, so I could get into a good Canadian university. And so after I graduated from that like preliminary kind of pre-university thing, I decided, hey, this is a landmark for me, let me go get piercings. And let me tell you something, guys, something crazy about me. I did not just get one piercing. None of my piercings was gotten like just once, except my second lobe piercings. The rest were all gotten together. So I'll get like 2 piercings at once or 3 piercings at once. Like, I was loco, guys. Like, I'm not even kidding. So then my next set of piercings were 2 piercings, and that was on my tragus right here and on my cartilage. Now I'm gonna tell you the pain level. Now for the initial lobe piercings, the pain level is about like a 5 or 6. It's not that painful. It depends on how thick your skin is on your ears. If your skin is very thick, that means the needle is going through, or the gun is going through more skin, more flesh, so obviously it's gonna hurt a little bit more. But for me, I'll give it around like a 4 or 5 on the pain scale. But now for the tragus, weirdly enough, a lot of people say that their tragus hurts them or whatever, but for me, my tragus did not hurt me. It felt like a very hard pinch, and I'm not really the kind of person that screams at pinches, so it just felt like someone was like pinching my ear like very hard. So that's all it felt like. So it wasn't something that killed me. It wasn't something that I couldn't lay on my side for a long time. Obviously I had to be careful because there was still pressure on my ear, but it wasn't like crazy bad. So yeah, my tragus didn't hurt as much. So I got this one and this one. The tragus I'll give like a 6.5 or 7 on the pain scale, so like over 10. So not that, it wasn't that painful. This piercing on the other hand, I'll give around like a 4, to be very honest. It did not hurt me at all. I did not feel it as much. Like once it went through, that was it. Like obviously there was a lot of pressure because I did not use a gun. I have never used a gun on any of my piercings. I do not recommend guns because those are the fastest ways to get keloids. Yes, it's fast and it's quick and it's not like the needle that goes through, but it is not the safest. So I've never used a gun. I don't know how it feels like. So yes, I've been exposed to the needle, which is tough and it's just hard, and I do not like seeing blood and I do not like seeing sharp objects. So you can imagine the controversy in my life at that point, but I still got my piercings. So this one, like I said, I'll give it around a 4.5 or a 5 on the pain scales. Not that painful at all, but again, it depends on the amount of skin or cartilage. This is on a cartilage, so it depends on how thick your cartilage is. So if you have a thicker cartilage, expect it to be more painful. Thinner cartilage, expect it to be less painful. So just think about it like that. Next year, 2014, I got 3 piercings at once. That was the beginning of 2014. I had just come back from Nigeria. I went to Nigeria for Christmas 2013, and I was like, I can go a little bit risque. And then I got my next 3 motherfucking set of piercings, y'all. 3, and they were not low piercings, y'all. They were motherfucking cartilage piercings. So I got my nose pierced. I got this one. This is when I got my rook piercing, my nose piercing, and what was the next one I got? Rook, nose, and this one. I forget what this one is called, but yeah, I got this one too. On the pain scale, definitely the fucking nose piercing. Oh my god, a lot of people I asked before, they were like, the nose piercing doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. That's because a lot of people have thinner nose cartilages. I had a motherfucking thick cartilage. I felt like I was gonna die. It felt like someone gave me backhand, front hand, slapped me. It felt like the Incredible Hulk gave me a slap and reset my face to factory settings. I'm never going to lie. I felt like dying, you. Yes, on the pain score, I will personally give it a 9. The nose was very painful, okay? For me, it was painful. Then I got the rook piercing. This too was a lot of pressure. Between the nose and the rook, I can't tell which was more painful, but I know that the nose piercing, the pain was way more long lasting than the pain from my rook piercing. I'll give the rook piercing probably an 8.5, not quite a 9, just because after the needle went through, the pressure subsided a lot. So like 50% of the pain was gone. But the nose, it was really, my nose felt like it had been a battle with like Muhammad Ali or something. God rest his soul. But like, yeah, it was deep. Then I got this one. Literally, if I can say 0, I would say 0, but obviously the needle was going through my skin, so of course it's not 0. On the pain scale, I'll probably give this like a 3. Seriously, it did not hurt at all. Like, I didn't feel it. I only felt the needle going through and that little bit of pressure, and then after that, that was it. This piercing was fine. It has never given me any problems. Healed very nicely. It's a little bit like a lobe piercing. It's like a mixture of the lobe and a cartilage. It's not as thick as the cartilage here, and it's not as thin. It's not a fleshy kind of thing. So it's like in between. This is a very cute piercing. I actually wanted to get 3, but I was like, it would be a little bit too much because I have like another one. So yeah, that piercing was a good piercing. Now in terms of issues for these piercings, the cartilage piercings, damn. It depends. My nose gave me issues. Fuck, it gave me issues. Because at that point, I had a stud in my nose. Studs are of the devil, yo. I remember sometimes when I'm just on my own, maybe I'm toweling myself dry after a shower, and it got stuck to my, and it yanked. Just thinking about it gives me the chills. It just yanks the stud, and I'm in pain for like a deep pain. Like, it's like pain that would never stop for like a minute. Like, it was the worst. Like, oh my god, I hated it. Then this closed. I just took it out for like 2 seconds. I remember, like, because it was a stud, the thing fell off. So I was just like, let me just like go in and clean my nose before I put it back in, and this thing closed up. It didn't even wait for me. I couldn't push it back in. I'm scared of blood, so I wasn't trying to push the thing back in. But then I had to re-pierce it. And of course, I had scar tissue. So it was a lot of blood. It didn't hurt as bad as the other one, but it still hurt us a lot. So that was that for my nose. This one gave me issues. For the first 2 months, it was swelling up, bringing out some crusty stuff. Like, it gave me some issues, but at the end of the day, it healed off and it was okay. Then my next set of piercings were this one. I got this one and I got my third lobe piercings. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. This one, oh my god, this is the baba of piercings. After you beat all the piercings, you come and face the master piercing. This shit is painful as fuck. It's called the conch piercing. Bro, you have to be prepared. If you can take this piercing, you can take pain. And I started with a 14 gauge, y'all. 14 gauge. That is thick as fuck. Like, bro, like, no, this piercing, it felt like I was in a boxing match with all the heavyweight champions in the world. It felt like Undertaker was undertaking my ear. Like, I'm not even lying to you. This piercing was probably the most painful piercing. Imagine, because this is the thickest part of your ear. This is the thickest part of your ear. This is the thickest cartilage. So imagine a needle going through my ear. Fuck, I felt like, guys, I can still remember this thing like clear as day. Like, this piercing did not contemplate with you hoes. Like, it was painful. I got this piercing, I got my nose re-pierced, and I got my belly button pierced. Yes, y'all, I was fucking crazy. I was a loco. Like, this piercing was not funny. And with all the pain in my body, I felt like just, oh guys, it wasn't funny. This one, I'll give it as a 10. Shikina, 10. In fact, if it was 11 over 10, I would give it 11. This piercing is the baba of piercings. Like, if you can go through this piercing, you can go through any piercing. I'm telling you, this piercing was very painful. 10. My belly button, a lot of people, especially white girls, I don't feel nothing. My belly button piercing was so nice. I don't feel anything. But my belly button piercing hurt me and it's not even straight. So after hurting me, it's still not straight. Like, that's just a double, like, struggle. Like, for real. Like my piercer didn't get it straight because I had like some skin there, so it was like hard for her to make sure it was like perfectly straight. So yes, my belly button piercing is crooked, but I mean, hey, there are worse things, right? Like, I mean, no regrets, like, you know. But yeah, like my belly button piercing, yeah, it was quite painful for me because I had like thick skin. I'll put it at like an 8. It was quite painful and it gave me issues for a while. But after that, it stopped. I didn't have any issues with my belly button piercing anymore. Like, after, like, let's say, a long time, though, it was like 6 months before my belly button piercing was, like, normal for it completely healed off. Because I would always have those little crusty things coming out, which I like to play with, but it's not good to play with it. But yeah, like 6 months before my piercing was okay. Then my most recent piercing is this piercing right here. My second helix, I think it's called. Yeah, this one I got recently. I even have a vlog of it. You can totally check it out. And it was not painful at all. Same experience as this one. Same pain scale. I didn't really feel like a lot with it. So I already had it before. So it was not, I didn't have like a huge expectation for it. And yeah, so those are all my piercings. In terms of the cost, I would not lie to you, the most expensive piercing is $30. All my piercings have all been $30 except for this one, which was $25 because it was in a special sale. But yeah, I've never paid more than $30 for my piercings. I know a lot of people pay $45, $85 for piercings. I'm like, bitch, if they were that expensive, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna have up to 15 on my ears. But yeah, I didn't pay more than $30 for them. Obviously, I don't know if you can still get that at that price. I have my piercers that I go to, I get a rapport with them, and some way or the other, I'm always coming when there's a discount. So that's how much for cost. In terms of cost, in terms of aftercare, I am not the best person to give you advice for aftercare because I won't lie to you, I do not take care of my piercings that well. I don't remember to do salt soaks. Let's say in my piercings lifestyle, in my piercings life in the beginning, after I get a piercing, I might do a salt soak for like, let's say 2-3 times in like 3 months. To be honest, like my body takes well to piercings, so I've not really had an issue with them. But if you're thinking of getting piercings, please clean your piercings at least once a day. Salt soak them. Don't do it too much because it can irritate the skin on your ear. I also bought this solution where you just spray it, so I didn't have to think about it, just spray and go. You need to take care of your piercings because not everybody's bodies, you know, react to piercings the same way. Some people's bodies reject the piercings. I knew my friend, her body rejected our the belly button piercings that we got it together. Her body just rejected it. She had issues forever, and now she has a big scar where it was before. And you also have to be aware of keloids. If you don't clean your piercing, or your piercing is irritated a lot, it starts to form a little bump. Don't be worried too much about the bump. It will fade off. Just do salt soaks and it should like smoothing out. But if the bump is getting bigger and it's turning circular, you're getting a keloid. You have to be very careful. Clean your ear well. Do not put pressure on your ear. Use tea tree oil, is very good for piercings. Witch hazel is also good for piercings. Use those on your ears to make sure the bump goes down. If it does not go down and it's getting bigger and bigger, chances are you have a keloid on your hands, and you can't. If your keloid is fully formed, you need surgery to take it off. That's the truth, and that's one of the side effects of piercings. They're not just fail safe. They're not fail safe if you do not take care of your piercings. Sometimes it might not just be because you don't take care of your piercings. It might be because of how you were pierced. The gun. Do not use guns and please do not use guns on your cartilage. You are 90%, like chances are 90% that you might get a keloid. Do not use a gun on your cartilage, because the speed at which the gun hits your ear disrupts the blood vessels and can really cause a really bad scar tissue. Keloids are just huge scar tissues that form outside of your ear. So that's why I do not recommend the gun at all. Use the needle. Yes, it hurts like hell. Yes, there's a lot of pressure, but it's safe. So you have to prioritize. Do you want less pain, less regrets, or less pain, more regrets, or no regrets and more pain? So you have to make that decision for yourself. Yeah, I think I've pretty much covered everything about the piercings. I don't know, is there anything I'm missing? No, not really. Those are all my piercings. Will I get more piercings in the future? Most likely not. I'm done with piercings. Like before, I'll just get that itch to get a piercing. Now I haven't had that itch in forever. Like since my last piercing, I haven't had an itch for the piercing, to be honest. And I don't see myself getting more piercings. Maybe I might get one or two, but I see myself removing my piercings more than getting other ones. And the question also comes, will I get a tattoo? How do I feel about tattoos? I'm not really a tattoo person. I like the piercings and they're semi like permanency. They're not stuck in your ears. You can take them off and everything's alright. Tattoos are more permanent. I mean, obviously it depends on where you put them in your body, where it's not obvious. It's just you and yourself, which is great. But I don't know. I'm not really a tattoo person. I was thinking about getting a tattoo once, but I changed my mind. I don't know. I just couldn't go through with it. So, but yeah, that's all about my piercings. If there are any questions I didn't answer, please don't forget to leave them in the comment section below. I would answer any questions that you throw at me. Don't forget to follow me on my social media, Instagram, WhatsApp. What the fuck? WhatsApp? Instagram, Snapchat. It's the middle of the night, y'all. I'm just babbling. Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. Facebook as well. ZaraBeaute. I have a Facebook page. Don't forget to check that out. And don't forget to check out my music channel as well. I promise, guys, I'm planning big things for that channel. So I'm just trying to get my shit together before I post regularly. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you are new to our channel, because our fam is like fucking lit. She is litty. It's a lituation. Yeah, that's that for this video today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Right.